Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. And if you're in the States, you had a long weekend. So hope that was super fun for you. We're talking about what to do if your child is a bully. So one of my clients had this concern and thought that the school was talking to her about her child being bullied. And in fact, the school was talking to her about her child being the bully. He was bullying the other kids. So I thought this would be a good time to talk about this in case some of you are experiencing the same thing, because we always think it's never our child. It's not our child that will be doing it, not our little angel. So we're going to talk about what you should do if this comes up, if it could be your child that's bullying other kids, and how you should react and how you can really keep the connection strong between you and your child. So, if you're new to my broadcast, say hello. Would love to see you. And I'll say hello back. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Celia Kibler. I'm family empowerment coach. I'm the author of Raising Happy Toddlers, How to Build Great Parenting Skills and Stop Yelling at Your Kids, along with 3 children's books. Being Different is Fun, All About Me, and I Am Grateful. And you can get all those at celiasbooks.com, which is right woo, right over there. Never mind. It's right here. It's right here on the screen. There it is. See? There it is. Good teamwork. Thank you, Anupam. So, I'm the founder of Pumped Up Parenting, the founder of Fun Fit Family Fitness, and the founder of the Day of Calm Foundation and the International Day of Calm. And you can find out all about that at my websites below as well. Anyway, let's get on with this bullying thing. So, nobody likes to be bullied. And honestly, if you think about the bully themselves, it's kind of hard because it makes you wonder, what kind of life did they live? Or I should even say, what kind of life are they living? Hi, CL. Thanks for being here. Because often a bully learns to bully from home. So if they have very aggressive parents, they're yelling all the time, they're hitting them, they're yelling at each other, they're calling names, they're throwing things. It's a very aggressive and destructive home life. Guess what happens? Your child's either going to become super aggressive and may bully others because that's what they're learning, or they may just stand back and be really quiet, be reserved, not be social, become very antisocial because their fear of all this confrontation and these outbursts that they're experiencing real life every day. So let's go through about, 12 things that you can look for and do. The first is, please don't assume your child is always the innocent. Because, like I said, sometimes your child may be the bully too. And sometimes there may be extenuating circumstances that is causing this. So, first and foremost, talk to your child. Don't assume someone at school is correct. Teachers usually only see a small portion of what's going on. So, talk to your child and believe them. Don't assume they're lying. Believe them. Believe what they're telling you. Listen intently. Don't ridicule. Don't judge. Don't criticize. Listen with your eyes and your heart, not just your ears. Talk to them and discuss the scenario. And it may help to do some storytelling around it. If they're not being able to talk to you, then maybe tell a story around it. Or you can say, you know what, I heard that there was some bullying going on, and I was wondering if you knew anything about that. You can even just address it simply like that without automatically accusing them. Do your kids seem to get in fights a lot? This is something you can observe. Do you feel like they have friends over, they're fighting? They go to a friend's house, you hear about them fighting. Their siblings, they're always fighting. They're always throwing temper tantrums. They're always blaming others and making excuses for their own behavior. This could be a sign that number one, they are not taking responsibility for themselves and that they are taking out their aggression on others. They're not regulating their own emotions. What do you do about that? Well, if they're in school, you talk to a counselor in school and you discuss it and have them help you find out what is really going on. My client that I was talking to, it turned out that he was constantly hanging around with the older kids that were not such great kids because he thought it was cool. The counselor discovered that, and that turned out to be a huge reason for all of this. Yes, communication is vital in everything, everything. You have to be open to talk to and believe your child. If you want that child to come to you at all of their phases and stages and ages of life, you need to be the one that believes them and listens to them and doesn't accuse them or assume. My 5 kids always feel comfortable talking to me. Why? Because I don't judge them and I don't criticize them and I listen very intently on what they're saying so that I can be of help if that's what they're looking for. Sometimes they might just need somebody to vent to and be that person too. Teach your children compassion. You know what? Although we are born with many emotions, many, almost all of them, we are not born with compassion. Compassion is learned. That is why little kids don't share so great. And parents are always saying, well, why won't my 2-year-old share? Your 2-year-old won't share because sharing is an act of compassion. So we have to understand that that little boy may also want to play with your truck. That little girl may also want to play with your doll. So we take turns. That is compassion. And you can talk about other things with your child. What makes a person kind? This is a wonderful discussion to have with your whole family. Think about your friends. Why are they your friends? What do you like about them? What makes you a good friend? All of this discussion around kindness and compassion is important so that you are teaching your children what they don't know and what they need to know and what they need to observe and notice about other people. They need to notice why this person's such a good friend. There are reasons. Be willing to help your child. If they want help, be willing to work with them. Do not judge them immediately. All emotion is coming from unrealized goals and expectations and needs. When your needs and goals and expectations are not realized, they don't come to fruition, that creates emotion, whatever emotion it creates. And that's why it's really important to help your kids because they have little underdeveloped brains. They don't have the brain development that we adults do. And if there are expectations that they're not meeting or they're expecting someone else to meet them, they're going to be very dissatisfied. Same with you, parents. If you have expectations that you are expecting other people to live up to, you're going to be very dissatisfied. Exactly. It gets to the root cause. It's why yelling happens, because you're disappointed in your child. I expected you to be better. But what did you do to help that child be better? And what are you teaching them by yelling at them? If you can't figure out where to go with all this, then get help. I'm here. There are lots of people out there to help. Go with who you're comfortable with. If you want to reach out to me for private coaching or group coaching, reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's see if it's a fit. Let's see how I can help you. If it's not me, reach out to someone. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Help is a sign of strength, asking for it. It's actually not a weakness. In my opinion, not asking for help and assuming you know it all, that's a sign of weakness. So be willing to help. Help your children exercise their disappointment muscle and their waiting muscle. What does that mean? It means they need to learn that things don't go right in the world. Everything is not going to go their way. Hopefully, most of it will work out for them, but there's going to be also many times when things just don't work out the way they thought they did. And if they fall apart or get angry or cause blame or pain on somebody else because of it, they need to learn to understand that disappointment is not the end of the world. It's actually just a stepping stone to success. Their waiting muscle. Kids these days, they want everything right then and there, right now. When I want it right now. And sometimes that's because parents are expecting children to stop what they're doing and do what they need right now. You need to exercise their waiting muscle and yours. Show your child respect by noticing what they're doing and saying, you know what, honey, it's almost time for dinner. Would you like 1 or 3 more minutes to play? Give them a choice. Recognize they're in the middle of something. Don't just demand they stop and do something because you want it done. Respect is a two-way street. If you don't want them to interrupt you while you're on the phone constantly and want you to stop and address them, then don't do that to them. Again, I mention this a lot, but I don't want you guys to forget. Recognize the good your children do. They do a lot of good, a lot more good than not so good. Recognize them, notice it, and then let them know you noticed. Don't just go, oh, yeah, they were really good today. Did you mention it to them? Well, not really. Why were they so good? Well, I had all this work to do. They played nice to each other. They got along. There were no arguments. Did you mention it to them? No. Well, mention it. You know what, guys? I really appreciate you playing so nice today while I had all this work to finish up. It was so helpful. And lastly, before I go, don't forget to spend some special one-on-one time with your child, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes. Spend some time just with them. Super important, whether you have 1 kid or 4 kids. Then you want to spend with each of them. And you want to give them their alone time. Don't make your siblings always have to be with each other. Give them some breaks. Half the time, children fight, siblings argue because they're just plain sick of being with each other. They never get a break. They're always on top of each other. Give them breaks. Let them have some alone time. Okay? So the biggest message here is talking with your child, communicating, being honest and open, and being a good listener, asking questions. If you're asking questions and you're being a good listener, that communication between you and your child will last a lifetime. Okay, guys, if you need to listen to this again, if you know someone else that's struggling with this a little bit, share it out. We're all here to help each other and help our children so that they can be the best adults they can be. so we can change this dynamic, this craziness that's going on with all these shootings and all these people that are young adults filled with rage and anger. They got that rage and anger from the way they were raised. That's why yelling is not the answer. And if you want to support my mission to help 10 million parents stop yelling at their kids, I'm going into schools. I go into schools. If you have a school you'd like me to speak in, let me know. Working with parents, group level, private level, and soon I'll have a 21-day program, super affordable for all, so that you can learn to stop yelling in 21 days. How awesome would that be? Mark it on your calendar. 21 days from now, I'm not yelling anymore. And my home is cooperative, and kids are listening, and they're doing things, and they're volunteering, and they're so much happier. And I don't have to ask them over and over again to do the same thing. If you're interested in that, send me a message. Send me your email address, and I will get you on the list so you're the first to know. It's happening in a few weeks, and you got to be on there to know when the launch is so you can get that great early bird pricing. Okay, you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend some time with me. I'm truly appreciative of it. I know life gets busy. And if this helped you, share it out so you can help someone else. Okay? In the meantime, as always, I wish you days filled with peace, love, tons of laughter. Should be laughing a lot. It truly is the best medicine. And it's a great stress reliever. Have fun with your kids. I'll see you here next time in Pumped Up Parenting on YouTube and around the web. Bye-bye, everyone.